Yeah. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us once again on our podcast, Strength Young's podcast, where we talk about different issues affecting us as young people, as Nigerians, all over the world. Today, you have me, Tomiloba, we have Dayo, we have Ade, we have Leye, we have Mayor Crown on the podcast, and we'll all be sharing our ideas on different issues. But particularly today, we'll be talking about politics in Nigeria. Politics affects all of us, whether we like it or not. Whether you are voting or you are not voting, whether you have PVC or not, policies of government affect you. And that's what we'll be talking about today. So, once again, my name is Tomiloba. Please, let's introduce ourselves.
Hi, my name is Emmanuel Lade.
Hi, everybody. My name is Ekundayo Akinwumi.
All right, so let's jump straight in. We're talking about politics in Nigeria. Elections are coming up soon.
I agree with that.
We have the articulated group, the obedient group, and the Batified.
Yeah.
So, and recently there's been a lot of talk. We've had celebrities taking sides. There are some celebrities that we expect them to take sides that have been kind of neutral. Some people have been very vocal. Recently, there was Brimo that posted something that kind of broke Twitter for a few days.
Yeah, exactly.
And for me, my position on it is anything you want to say. The idea of generalization is always a problem, especially when you are talking about ethnic issues in a country like Nigeria. If you want to talk about a particular thing or your opinion, there's a difference between giving an opinion and giving a generalized statement about a group of people. As a Yoruba person, in my own opinion, I feel like to put an entire ethnic group together and say one thing about them is always very wrong. It doesn't matter what your political conviction is. And that's the same thing I would say with any other, not just Brimo, even P Square and all of them that have said negative things about entire ethnic groups. Oh, Yoruba people are this, Hausa people are that, Igbo people are this. For me, I believe that, especially when you are a celebrity, you are in a leadership position, you shouldn't be making those generalized statements. The best you can do is talk about the candidate that you believe people should vote for and emphasize the strength of your candidate. Because at the end of the day, everybody has their own opinion. Not everybody will agree with you, but everybody should be able to have their opinion on who they want to support. What do you guys think?
True. That's true. Concerning what you just said now, I would like to speak a little bit on pardon me, the concept of not talking of strength, but rather tribalism.
Yeah.
You know, there's a concept where one of the things running right now in Nigeria is this person is Igbo or this person is Yoruba.
Yeah.
That's the reason why you should go for this person, or that's the reason why you should go for this person. It's no longer about what quality
the candidate has.
Is this person willing to offer? But now more of I'm a Yoruba person, so we should give Yoruba the chance next. The Igbos have been there, the Hausas have been there, so let's give the Yorubas the chance so that they can take us further, so that they can be the one ruling now. That is a very wrong concept, and it's thing that we've seen now is now a tribalistic government. It's no longer how well a person can rule. It's just now Yoruba they go in next though. So if you know be Yoruba, you don't get the chance. And there's this very particular ideology we're also having, which you would hear amongst basically the older set of people. The concept that wow, Igbo people can't be trusted. And I really don't know why that that is a major move and tribe. Like there's just that standard representation that when it comes to an Igbo man, it can't be trusted. To the point whereby you even see Igbo going against Peter is running. Like there are so much talks on social media about why an Igbo man would be standing against a fellow Igbo man running. There are a lot of Igbo people you see trying to push that Tinubu or Atiku, and there's no general reason, there's no particular reason, but just that this guy, if he goes in there, that's in the place of Peter Obi, he won't push the agenda the way they want it. So they would rather go with Atiku because it's going to put out some things that would favor them business-wise, but leaving out the general public. So all those things, they kind of matter in itself.
Yeah.
It all comes down to the part of tribalism.
You know, one thing that I've noticed, and Dio, if you want to drop in anytime, no problem. One thing I've noticed is when we talk, some of the problems of Nigeria when it comes to politics that we talk about, sometimes we look at it as if it is a reflection of our underdevelopment, right? Say, in other developed countries, they don't act this way. But one thing I've also noticed is that even we call our own problem ethnicity, right? Or ethnocentrism. But then, in America, for instance, the same thing happens, but in terms of racism. And even in countries where you find people that don't even have multi-ethnic or multiracial people, you still have one way or the other where they try to divide each other. And that is one of the reasons I generally do not always support this idea of self-determination, Yoruba nation, Biafra, whatever. Because as human beings generally, one thing I've noticed is we always find something that makes us different from another person. And then we'll divide each other based on that difference. What happens if you get Yoruba nation tomorrow? Then within the Yoruba nation, people will start remembering that, oh, I'm Egba, I'm not Ijebu. Oh, I'm Ondo, I'm not... exactly. Before you know it, within that small section of the Yoruba nation, there will be a division. So rather than look for solutions in small things like, oh, let's separate. When we understand ethnicity squarely, and just like Ade said, talk about, oh, this man is from this place. All these things are supposed to be seen as our strengths, rather than things that should divide us. It is a known fact that the Igbo people are some of the most industrious people in Nigeria. That is a strength that we can use as a nation. Yeah, and you know, when a person is industrious, the mindset of that person is, how can I make 10 out of 1? People that are industrious, people that are creative in that way, often tend to not want to go with the crowd because they think differently. They are innovative in their thinking. So that kind of personality may naturally make them feel like, this one, his own thing is different too. And I feel like that's some of the things that has fueled this whole not being trustworthy perception. Whereas it is, for me, just like I said from the beginning, this idea of categorizing an entire ethnic group based on one perception is really bad. Yeah, maybe at a point in our history or our political history in Nigeria, maybe an Igbo person has brewed and behaved in a certain way that left a bad taste in our mouth or in the mouth of our parents or our older people. it doesn't necessarily mean that his own
I was
behavior
actually committed.
should
Yes.
exactly his own behavior should be the basis of yeah. Go on, Adi. Dio,
This
yeah.
Dio, right, brother?
Okay.
Because I
Dio.
think this has gone way beyond. Let me even say politics and all. I think it is very, very like deep rooted. Because
Yes.
let's bring it down to our
Yes,
families,
this is very, very deep.
to people around us. The way our families, the way some people tend to react to other people's actions. Like maybe you want to marry an Igbo girl, maybe you want to marry an Hausa girl. You know how some family members would be like. Some parents will categorically tell you that I don't want you to marry from that tribe, and from there it stems up like if some kids are not able to like sit down, evaluate and think through life and just try to understand that it's not good to generalize.
Yeah.
In Yoruba tribe, we have bad apples.
Yeah.
In Hausa tribe, we have bad apples. Yeah, everywhere. There's nowhere you go to, you see bad people there. And this is not even about tribe alone again. Religion also. These things have broken up many homes, countries. Because I don't even know how to put it. Because one thing that we should try to realize is that generalizing is a very, very bad thing. And what Brimo, I saw the tweet that Brimo made. He said he spoke something about Igbo tribe, and it was very, very bad from a very public person like him, because he's an influencer.
Yeah.
And I know some diehard fans will also agree with him, which is very, very wrong. But they know he's influencing them. They will also follow.
Funny enough.
Adi, you want to say something?
Funny enough. Sorry for cutting you short. Yes. Funny enough. Probably 2-3 days back. Yes. Not up to a week. 2-3 days back, I had an electrician over at my place. We're trying to fix the fan and get things working before we leave the house. And then he was talking to me. I just asked him a random question about how expensive those appliances are getting nowadays. And he actually spoke about how, he got tribalistic about it. He spoke about how before now, in this part of the nation, it was the Yorubas. He mentioned the names of the people who were the leading marketers then of anything appliances in the country from this part of the nation. And then he mentioned how they were selling quality stuffs for really good prices. You know that what you are going for are quality and for good prices. There was no difference. He then mentioned when the market started getting bad, which was when the Igbo nation started coming into the West, and they started going into business with these family names that were doing these things. So he started mentioning that what they started doing was they would go to the suppliers of these appliances and other equipment, and then they would ask for cheaper quality, and they would still go sell these things at lesser price. So people would go to the market and see what they want to buy that are expensive in the terms of what is being sold for. It became expensive. It became termed expensive because you could find it cheaper at some other places. Yeah. So they would see it cheaper at other places, same look, same box, same packaging, same everything. But they didn't know that the quality and production has been reduced. Exactly.
Yes, sir.
So I realized from his part that the way he saw things wasn't as an issue to the term of what a person could do or what a person could not do. It became an issue that an Igbo man or the set of Igbo men who started these things spoiled the market. So there was just lack of trust for Igbo men generally, instead of just having lack of trust for a particular
one person.
It now became a tribal, exactly. It became a tribalistic something that generally Igbo men are just messed up, man. Yeah. Like they just came and messed all the things up, man. That was
and you see, that's it. That look at before the age of social media, that individual that has that opinion that is shared with you, at best, he will be able to share his opinion with 5, 6, 10 people, right? But now with social media, one person can have one
You
opinion.
will air it out to him.
Air it out.
Million.
And then you now find one funny thing about social media is that there's always somebody who agrees with you on social media. You have people, there's always some, no matter how stupid an idea is, when you put it on social media, you would see somebody somewhere that would agree with that opinion or that idea. At the end of the day, because you now have people that agree with that opinion, it gives it validation.
You think you're right.
Exactly. And that validation is what you now carry on with and be like, it's probably the truth. Whereas it might just be that a pocket of people sprinkled around Southwest, for instance, have that opinion about Igbo people. You may not even be a majority, but because you can find enough people to back up that opinion, you suddenly feel like, if I can say it, and then there is one Mufutau in Osun State that also agrees with me. That probably means that across the Southwest, they all agree with this opinion, which is not true. It's not true. Right now, we are heading towards elections. Nobody is talking about, and I think that is like the next logical point that I want us to talk about. Nobody is talking about those critical issues that now they are developmental issues, right? We have infrastructure, power, security. Those are the major issues, right? That we should be talking about. But then there are also some, let me say, globalization issues that nobody is asking these people, whether it's Obi or Tinubu or Atiku, nobody is asking for what they think about those issues. We can no matter what we want to say, LGBTQ rights is an issue in the world we live in today. The wave, whether we like it or not, the wave is blowing across Nigeria, across the world.
I won't lie to you, it's in Nigeria.
Whether you like it, whether you agree with it, whether you disagree with it, before it is blowing across the world. What is the stand of our politicians on these issues? What is the stand of our politicians on the expansion of
secret right along public disagreement?
So we don't, rather than focus on these issues, human rights issues, what's it called, the immigration issues, people trooping out of the country for one or the other. We are focused on one of the politicians who is having speech impediment. We are focused on one politician who is from a group, an ethnic group that cannot be trusted. We are focused on the politician that he has a history of corruption, or allegedly has a history of corruption, or whatever. But then, whether we like it or not, these are the people we are going to have to choose from. Why not let us bring the critical, important issues to them and hear what they have to say about it, so that we can actually know what direction we are going to? Because one of them is going to win, one way or the other, whether we like it or not.
That's true.
One way or the other, yeah.
What are the practical answers?
They are the forefront, the runners.
Exactly. What are the practical answers that Tinubu is giving when we raise the issue of Boko Haram? Practical answers, not abstract answers. We will deal with security. How do you want to deal with insecurity?
Can I just say something? I think maybe, I don't know. Maybe I feel you've actually, how did they say it? You've explored a lot, so widen your horizon on how you see things. Because I think in Nigeria right now, I think it has been a concurrent issue that whenever somebody is about to go for a political office or anything like that, the major things they talk about is, I'll give you water, I'll give you road, I'll provide jobs for the youth. And I don't think people go into those core values that you think, but like that LGBTQ, to a certain extent, I believe that's another very sensitive issue though. But I just believe there's like a cover for us in Africa for now based on our own mentality and our own distance, I don't think it will thrive that easy in this part of the world.
No, the reason I brought that topic up is I'm not even talking about whether Nigeria wants to allow or what I'm talking about is okay. What is
our politicians? Are they open-minded?
Exactly. What is their opinion? Whether can a politician come out boldly to say, "Oh, he would never allow LGBTQ rights," or he would allow LGBTQ rights? It's a sensitive topic, but do we really have politicians that would dare go there to talk about that topic? That's the thing. But the reality is that we can't hide from it. We can't hide from it. As much as we want to say, okay, we want to individually, if you feel like you don't like people, LGBTQ people, you want to dissociate yourself from them, or Nigeria right now does not have any law that allows gay people get married or things like that. That is where we are right now, right?
Yeah.
But how about in 10 years' time?
Yes.
With what is going on right now? See, when Obama wanted to be president, he expressly stated his support for things like this. And it was not a surprise when he signed the gay rights into law, allowing people to marry people of the same gender. You vote for him,
what I'm just trying to tell you is that, you see where you're going, like I don't know, to me right now in Nigeria, that's not like
we are not ready for that topic, Abi.
Like even I'm telling you, the issue where they even want to look at it.
That's what I'm saying. Your own, you've explored and your own horizon is wide. So in Nigeria right now, people, I don't think any politician will even want to come and start up that one.
Imagine.
Because it's the very
concept of EndSARS in Nigeria has not even ended.
I'm telling you.
Exactly.
Because
that's another critical issue.
It has even ended.
There was this rally today at Ojota, I guess, that they killed one guy like that.
They didn't call it off. The police called it riot.
They even killed
riot. Yes, and the people said they were.
Yeah, exactly. It's always a riot.
People movements and all. So it's just, there are so many issues that we are still talking about to now start bordering about LGBTQ and all.
Exactly. Well, if you why I brought that up is
by the time
why I brought that up is
by the time the world group hears that we've said in Nigeria that the case is not worthy to be brought up. They will come for us.
Let me even try to break it down. To some certain extent, I think before this thing gets to Nigeria, it's even if you want to look at it from this angle, most gay and all these things is as an influence of maybe people that have experienced far and wide and all that.
Comrade, off your mic. Comrade, off your mic.
You understand? So, I believe it's not actually.
But do you know that you cannot deny the fact that it is coming into the Nigerian space gradually?
I understand. It is because it's even everywhere now. I would like to use.
And I'm actually surprised that those who advocate for LGBTQ rights in Nigeria, they may not be plenty, or maybe the ones that are vocal are not plenty. How come they are not raising the issues right now? Suddenly we will pick a president, and then those little topics, they'll start bringing it up.
In case it just come up,
exactly. And this is your opportunity to come out to say, hey bro, what is Atiku's opinion on
during the EndSARS
this so that exactly it came up during the EndSARS issue back then. Now an election is coming, they are kind of silent. There is also the issue, even this EndSARS issue, the mere existence of SARS is something that we have pretended as if we have resolved. But then it's not yet resolved. How many people are asking the incoming politicians what they intend to do definitively about the SARS issue?
Exactly.
But we are busy abusing each other and talking about one person's ethnic group and another person's. Those are critical issues that we should be talking about. They already know us that okay, when we talk about electricity, we'll provide 25 megawatts of electricity within the next 20 days. They know that's what you want to hear.
Bro, even this electricity, as a matter of fact, is something they are supposed to talk about presently. Because if you look at it, as of now, 2023, at this century, this time, this period, electricity is no longer an issue anywhere in the world. But in Nigeria, it's still a big problem.
We are still using it to campaign.
At this stage, it's not good roads and electricity and hospitals that should be the sense of campaign anymore. In a country that is being called the giant of Africa.
Oh.
But possible now.
The fact
Even
is
South
that,
Africa.
the fact is that
Yeah, bro.
our politicians, they don't really have an in-depth call for this country as a whole.
At all.
In my own
Just personal
perspective,
looks.
everybody just wants to come, do their thing, like eat
Chop
the
their own.
money, yes, and leave. They just want to have a name that I've been president of the country before, or I've held a particular position.
It's just a matter of ambition and legacy.
And they will now start taking time to do that. Because I think there's an amount that goes into their pocket. That's after they are off the position. That comes into their pocket on a monthly.
That's true.
And all the
That's true.
You have too many people that are suffering that don't even have.
That's true.
That don't even have food there, even education, and yet you say you are paying all these people that are already made. You paying them monthly.
Because at this point they don't go to the office to serve. They go to the office as an office. They go to those
I'm
positions. It's not like they have those positions and then they have a source of income. That is their source of income.
Exactly.
So they will be collecting retirement
That's their
duties
source of
after.
income.
Career
Yes.
politicians.
And it's not like they have anything important to do. Look
Yeah,
at Buhari
no,
today. What is he doing there?
To Ade's
What is
point
he doing
earlier,
there?
we were
No,
talking
is it
about. You were talking about, for instance, talking about this ethnic group is the next person that should where the president should come from, and that ethnic group should rather than focus on the critical issues, rather than what is the qualification of the individual. I don't think the fact that I am Yoruba is enough as a qualification.
Sincerely speaking,
that should exactly.
Or the fact that I am
exactly.
Exactly. I don't think. Yeah. I don't think where I'm from is enough qualification.
At all.
To me, I am
When
Yoruba,
they put down,
I don't feel
Yeah.
Tinubu. I'm so sorry to interrupt. I don't feel Tinubu is qualified
That's all, bro.
because the truth is that this man is
That's
not
what I was
sound.
coming down to. Yeah.
Every of his conversation is just gibberish. Baba just talks, just comes and talks.
Don't mention Bala Blue.
There will be no Tinubu
Just
slander
give you
on this
Bala
podcast.
He just
There will be
gives-
no
he just
Tinubu
comes up
slander
with
on this
something
podcast.
and- I'm so sorry.
No, but honestly, I guess
No, it's
Nigerian politics
people-
often
it's like
comes
you
down
people want
to
them you people want them to move this meeting to a town hall. Eh?
different. Okay.
Lava.
But look at it. Let's look at it. At the end of the day, it comes down to we are always
Hausa aspect. They believe they should come again. Something I see about the Hausas that's from the
I don't
northerners.
even know if it's out.
They come up with somebody they know. I just call northerners. All the best for them. Let them go and sort their issues out between themselves, where they belong to. because they will just keep hiding under the pretense of these people are not with us. These people they are our brothers. At first, they say they are brothers.
Exactly.
That's how they kept increasing and increasing.
At
Now
first
it has become a terror or a thorn in their flesh, and they are not longer their brothers. They don't know them from anywhere. But the thing I just see is that they all come together. If they say this is the candidate they want from their part, it is only that candidate that will show up.
They are united.
Like the particular one we have now. Like the particular one we have now, presently. For me, I feel that it should not always roll between the Yorubas and even the Northerners, the South. They should even also give the Igbos also the chance too.
But Mayor,
they should also give them the chance.
Do you know that one of the issues that we are talking about right now is there's a difference between merit and zoning.
Exactly.
If you want to look at it from the perspective of Talokon, let me say that statement. Like, these people have not done it before, right?
Yeah.
Does that mean that we should say that because a particular ethnic group has been let's use the word marginalized for so long, does that mean that anybody they bring from that person, from that ethnic group is qualified?
That's true.
It doesn't necessarily mean that he is automatically qualified because he has been marginalized for so long.
If we are to even talk about qualification,
they even threw a better option away. They saw likes of.
The truth is that.
Sorry, Mayor.
I'll still pick the Igbo. That's
Vice President.
Obi. I'll still go for Obi. Because is it Balabulu we still want to continue?
Mayor, get what I'm saying. I want to agree with your choice. But what I'm saying is that our choice individually should be more inclined towards qualification than ethnic representation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Peter Obi exactly. Peter Obi may be qualified, but let us talk about how Peter Obi is qualified first before we talk about the fact that he is Igbo, right? So I believe that every supporter of any political party or any candidate should emphasize qualification first. Because there's no way you want to talk about ethnic representation that ethnicity would not come in. Okay, if you want to talk about marginalization of a particular ethnic group, have we ever had a president from the Tiv ethnic group? Or any president from the Jukun ethnic group or Nupe president? Have we ever had a Calabar president? Have we ever had a Calabar president? Have we ever had... Sure, you get what I'm saying? Have you ever had an Egun president?
I get your point.
Yeah, so if it's about where you're from, then everybody should probably be able to come and say, me too, somebody like me has not become president before. Somebody like that person has not become president before. But then let's put all that aside, because it is those ethnic topics, Igbo Lokon, Yoruba Lokon, those are the issues that divides us. But qualification cannot divide us. This man has experience. This man is qualified. Those are the issues. Go on, Mayor.
Yeah, I'm actually speaking on qualification now, not even ethnicity. I don't know if you get my own point. Yeah. Now, if you say, let us look at these three candidates that we are having, the three main candidates. Let us weigh them on merit basis. Yes. No, as in the main three candidates we are having.
Yeah, the three main candidates. Yeah.
If you say, let us weigh them, definitely. We know who is qualified, definitely. We know who actually is qualified for
but Mayor,
position.
That generalized statement is not something everybody agrees with, though. Even when you talk about qualification.
It's a bias.
It's not like
because some people, who is strong enough to run the country.
Exactly. They'll focus on his experience. Yeah.
Exactly. So qualifications is subjective to
exactly.
Whoever.
I think that's exactly what I'm saying. There's a subjective opinion on that, but it is more respectable when it is under the topic of qualification. rather than on the topic of ethnicity. I can argue with you from today till next week about why Obi is more qualified, or about why Tinubu is more qualified, or about why Atiku is more qualified. As long as we relegate what ethnic group they represent, and focus on, okay, what does this person, what is his agenda?
What has he done?
What has he done? What does he have in store for us? What is his plan? And another thing, when you talk about qualification, sometimes what we call experience or whatever is actually the thing we are supposed to run away from. And I think that's why a lot of people want to run away from Tinubu, for instance, because not every experience is positive.
Positive,
yeah, exactly. He has been governor before. Yeah, for a lot of people, Tinubu is part of the problem that we have in Nigeria. For some people, they'll tell you that, okay, 2 years ago, the so-called Peter Obi was a member of the PDP party. He left because they didn't allow him to become president.
Sure.
PDP is also a part of the problem that we have today. So suddenly, because he is representing a different party, doesn't exempt him from all the benefits he has gotten from the 16 years of PDP rule, right? And then you talk about Atiku.
As in, this thing is quite deeper than we.
Exactly. So you cannot really exempt any of them from the stain of what Nigeria is. Exactly. Look at, for instance, talk about the currency, Nigerian currency that keeps dropping every day. People talk about, when Jonathan left, Naira was Kinikon. When Buhari, now Naira is Kinikon. One question I always ask is, when Obasanjo became president in 1999, what was the price of dollar? When he was leaving presidency 8 years later, what was the price of dollar? Was it the same?
In other words, it kept deteriorating.
Sorry?
I said, in other words,
that's the thing. It's like, even if I don't have any information from, even if I don't know what happened prior to 1999, from 1999 to 2023, there has never been any government in Nigeria where the dollar naira value increased against the dollar.
Oh man,
there's never been.
If it does, it's for a little period of time.
Exactly.
So never long last.
Because you see what Toby just said now, that like it's literally like scares me a lot, because in a way, let's look at it in a way. What he's saying is very, very right, because we feel, okay, when this person was president, things are better. Now this one is here, things are worse. You understand? So now my fear right now is that, who are we electing next? Because
it has always been like that.
If it now comes down to the case where things are worse than this.
Yeah, things are just... Look, the reality of Nigeria is that things are terrible now. They were never better. It has just been... It's just like when we put food down, we don't put it in the microwave. It's getting decayed. Each day is getting more decayed than the other day. It's not like it was not better under Obasanjo.
We missed Yaradua. We missed
exactly. It was not better under Jonathan. Exactly. God bless you. That you get my point. I hope in 4 years' time we are not saying that we wish it was still Buhari. Because it's almost like people have forgotten how much they, let me quote unquote, hated Jonathan. Now you are hearing people talk about it was even better under Jonathan.
Oh God, I mean,
whereas I remember very well how much people wanted to remove Jonathan. I remember how much people were starting to say that
president that we don't always want to quickly remove.
Exactly. Every president we have in Nigeria is always worse than the last one. That's one issue that is recurring in Nigerian politics.
We look at the person as a messiah.
And then when he comes in, it becomes worse than the devil.
It's Yaradua. And his time was...
Yaradua was more like a stationary government. It was good, but not better. There was no
Exactly. It was not necessarily better.
It was not like it was better. Yes, it was just.
But what
Exactly.
I feel about
It was just good, yeah.
scenario was that I think if he had the chance to like maybe just leave and rule to some certain extent, things might get better because Nigeria's situation is far worse than
that's the hope we always give ourselves. We always say, if Abiola had become president, if Yar'Adua had just not died when he died.
But we all know Nigerian problem is not something that can just go rapidly.
Yeah.
The funniest thing, when Buhari came in now, we were happy that Osibajo was his
vice president, yeah.
Where is Osibajo today? It's been a very long while that I've heard Osibajo.
This is another topic we like to discuss some other time because to me, I believe aside from tribe and all these things, religion, you see religion in Nigeria, what it is going to cost in Nigeria. Because I've seen also in this our present election, in this coming election, I've seen where situations whereby I hear some imam, some people talk about we should there are people who should not go and vote for Peter Obi because he's a Christian. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know that
Muslim country
in Nigeria, Muslim is the accepted. Yeah, it's the accepted religion in Nigeria.
I think
by constitution.
I think Buhari and his campaign people, they bought the people over through Osibajo, because I can categorically tell you that a massive number of Christians voted for him. Based on the. Do
you know one thing is that our president, Sir Buhari, is somebody that is very strategic in that sense. before he chose Osibajo, remember it was Pastor Tunde Bakare. And that trend, what that teaches us is that he knows the importance of religion and he has been using it.
Exactly.
He doesn't just speak a Yoruba person, Yoruba for the sake of it. He picks
for nobody.
Prominent one, especially when it comes to religion, prominent in religion, and then he uses them as his so that he can not only he's already sure of Muslims in the West will vote for him, right? Southwest. Mm-hmm. Now he wants to be sure of the Christians in the Southwest will vote for him. Also. So he picks a Christian. And then with the support he's already getting from the North, he just knows that, well, everything will fall into place for him.
Let's bring it down. Aside from that, majority of the eastern part are Christians, and vast number of them are also. I don't just want to mention name of churches and all, but the influence of Christianity is telling on them, and they are also following this particular church and everything. And you know that already has won their votes over. So I think the strategy is top notch. I can't even lie, it's top notch. Religion, what religion is going to do, I really don't know, because this don't vote for Obi because he's a Christian, and Christians are also saying okay. Although Christians are open-minded,
then they will say, don't vote for Tinubu because it is Muslim ticket.
Muslim tickets. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Mm-hmm. So you see where I'm going to. So this thing is divided. People have their own basis for selecting, okay, this is my candidate. Whereas that shouldn't be the key reality. That shouldn't be what we should do. Mm-hmm. What are these people going to offer? So okay, let me bring it down. Like, assuming I'm covered in tattoo, like I'm covered in tattoos, and maybe Tommy now being a personnel and all, clean shaved beards and all, and that if the people in Nigeria will not even care about my intention. That's just the basic truth. And maybe I tell them, okay, I don't go to church. I go to church once in a while, maybe to just because I don't believe in stuff like that. People
you worship shop, no?
A typical Nigerian he will tell you that you are not fit for that position. And I tell them, if I enter, this is what I will do that will make this country go forward. And the other person is just say that No, me, I'm a Christian. I fear God. I don't look at me now. See my body.
What will you do for us? Don't worry about what I will do. What God cannot do does not exist. I'm a Christian. That's all you need to know.
That's the thing. So that's the major issue. We don't talk about it. Tinubu is saying Emilio Con, like it's birthright. It's just
Peter Obi is saying, my tribe has been marginalized.
They are marginalized.
We should.
At this particular point, I'm not saying I have a particular destiny I would like to vote for, but to some certain extent, even if I have one that I want to vote for, at the back of my mind, I have it at the back of my mind that all these people, they are scam. All of them, Tinubu, Obi, Atiku, they are all scam. Because it was a few days ago that his campaign manager, that Okupe, or what's his name, was also caught in a scandal of
yeah. Those are the people that will have been part of his cabinet.
Imagine. And let's also not forget that this Obi2, as you said earlier on, that he was also a part of the two major ruling parties in Nigeria. He left maybe due to he wants to create his own distance. So
he actually left because he could not get the presidential seat.
Exactly.
So I just feel like this thing is the politics in Nigeria is just like everybody just wants to get there to see what they can get, to just enjoy the wealth, plunder the country, and leave the peasants and this thing with crumbs. And that's where an average Nigerian will now miss the point, because some Yoruba people are now saying, Yoruba people that are going against Tinubu are fools.
Yeah.
Because they are going against their brother. You can imagine the mentality. Is that supposed to be your bone of contention?
You know, why that argument, Dio? Why that argument kind of, I would say it makes sense. Why it is something you keep hearing is that everybody believes that it is the Igbos that are the major people pushing Peter Obi, right? Like supporting him. Yeah. So, of course, you find a lot of Yoruba people too supporting him. Look, if the devil wants to be president, some people will support him. That's reality. Yeah, you would have people that they if in this world that we are living in, they can be Church of Satan. Then what? Who cannot have anybody can have supporters. So that's why you hear Yoruba people too will say, and let us support our own person too. But then the arguments of people that support Obi, they always want to take this transparent view of, no, we are not supporting him because he is Igbo. We are supporting him because he has a good track record in Anambra State. It is a departure from the norm and things like that. But
that you see what you just said is right.
Yeah.
Is why I would, because no matter what, even if I say they are all scammers, or I think I will still have like a scale of preference for them. And for me, I think I would rather go with Peter Obi. Yeah, because I feel like you said, it's not like the usual.
Not exactly.
It's not like the usual. And besides that, I think you said he has a good track record. Though in Nigeria, we know there will still be
don't quote irregularities. I'm quoting the quotes that have been quoted on Twitter.
Yeah, exactly. And I believe it's not this rigid.
Irregularity is part of Nigeria.
Exactly, and I believe he's not a rigid person. He would at least propagate some policies that.
But do you know that whether we like it or not, in today's politics, so no matter how intellectually sound a group of supporters want to be in terms of their choice, ethnicity is at the root of it. For majority of people.
When you even come to Nigeria, one thing that rules Nigeria is the simple fact that we are running on a constitution. You see, the fact that our constitution doesn't favor the governance of the people, it only favors the people governing. If we want to go into that constitutional aspect of Nigeria's problem, in fact, now here we go sleep today. We know because that one is another kind of constitution. Another topic. We know this country no move.
The constitution is our major problem
Basically,
in Nigeria.
everybody in the government chops and lives life based on the masses billing.
Okay, look at
From the masses.
one of the things that I've always, whenever I talk to people that support Peter Obi, for instance, I'm just using Peter Obi as an example here, is in relation to this question of constitution. People don't realize how much power this constitution gives the National Assembly in such a way that, okay, it is okay for you to support Peter Obi, for instance, but do you know the name of the senator representing your constituency for Labour Party? Are you sure you are voting for those people that will fill the National Assembly too? Because if Peter Obi becomes president, even if Peter Obi becomes president, make sure National Assembly is filled with majority of Labour Party too. If not, they are going to frustrate him.
The lawmakers.
Look at
that's another critical issue.
I'm really sorry. Mr. Buhari, our honorable president, the first 4 years, the Senate didn't sign any bill, nothing. Why? Because our Egbon Saraki, two-side, two-faced, was on speed and was able to frustrate government for 4 years straight. That first 4 years had a very tactical. If you were following government in that period, the game where they use Nigeria play at that
honestly,
time. Likes of Oko Saraki was, disguising as a woman to escape from locations, and it was, it was like watching 24.
When you are done with this podcast, please tell people your address. They want to come and tell you something.
It was crazy, man. There are a lot of things going on. I'm very sure till date, even till tomorrow, if they decide to change the constitution and sideline the amount of wages and money the Senate is presently collecting, they will push it aside. They won't want to sit and have a talk over them losing their positions.
That's part of the issues.
They are having.
How many of our politicians today, how many of our presidential aspirants today is talking about cutting the salaries of senators? They can't. Those are the
how many ministerial positions are not necessary. Minister of laughter.
Rather than all those things, rather than things like that can give government revenue to be able to pay lecturers and avoid ASU strike and stuff. We are talking about student loans.
And they don't hold these guys. They don't hold senators. They don't hold ministers. All of their benefits come in sweet.
No, our government revenue, government purse, after they have taken their in tobacco, whatever is left,
they'll use and sort the nation.
Exactly. When they are done cashing out, then they share the rest for everybody.
What a bigger Yahoo!
It's crazy.
And they don't burn FCC where to come carry anybody.
Yeah.
They don't even have the right.
This National Assembly that's some of the constitutional issues we are talking about. National Assembly that has the power to scrap EFCC.
Exactly. They can scrap anybody.
With that impunity, nothing with, if you have your way in this country, that I have that power, I have everything, nothing can go wrong with you. See somebody that has stole maybe like 230 something million is asked to pay bail or fine of
in Nigeria,
not the small.
In Nigeria, if you want to steal, very well. Still, if you don't steal very well, you know there are some money that you steal that when DPO catch you, you'll be like, how much do you want to collect from this one that you stole now? We'll send him to jail. But there's some money that if you steal, it is IG that you are going to talk to. IG will be the one in charge of that case personally.
Oh my goodness.
This country is just, man.
Billy.
You can imagine.
I'm on your snake, I'm on your monkey.
They have the power. The power is in their hands like this. I can tell you categorically that if I have a certain, maybe like my uncle is one of these senator, Bros, which police won't catch me for road?
Oh, okay. Dayo, I'm happy you made that example. Do you know that, Dayo, if no matter what you believe right now, let's say, for instance, you are convinced that Peter Obi is the right person to be president of Nigeria, right?
Okay.
If you wake up tomorrow and your mom tells you, Dayo, Tinubu is actually your uncle, and he has said he wants to see you, who are you going to vote for? They don't boy you.
Your uncle.
You know,
He's a long lost family member, and he has said he wants to reconcile with everybody in the family.
Oh no!
You know that
promise to make you youth leader in your shoe state.
I don't care how much you believe in Peter Obi's agenda.
Oh no!
You know Nigeria is survival now.
Exactly. That survival goes from the top to bottom. People will always go.
That's another mandatory issue.
No, it's true.
Interest.
That's another mandatory issue.
Politics is a game of interest. Everybody it comes down to when you get to that ballot box, when you want to vote, it comes down to what you feel is your interest. They can be talking about electricity, they can be talking about security, they can be talking about education, but when you get to that point, the candidate that you feel would represent your personal interest the most is the one you end up voting for. For you, ethnicity might be what is the top of your interest. Kenyo Basha Atije president, you get. And that is more important to you than your children being able to go to school.
Other thing.
If that represents the most important aspect of your interest, it is what will influence your vote. It doesn't matter how many things people say.
But to some certain extent, as regards personal interest and all, I believe the majority of Nigerians no be everybody go know Tinubu now. No be everybody go know Obi. True. No be everybody go know Atiku too. I just believe that to some certain extent we are all independent in some certain way. And I can't blame, as you said earlier, that you
actually independence.
I actually can't blame them that much. If the person says, okay, it's my uncle, this is who I'm going to vote for.
Yeah,
something like
that's
that.
personal interest.
It's a very, very tight spot for the person. And
true.
The person is always, maybe for instance, the uncle is Tinubu is always giving your family.
It's just decision they are
So now you want to say now. So that's what I'm trying to. I've even wanted to talk about this before because I feel to some certain extent, the vast majority of people that I feel are campaigning for Tinubu don't care about like his track record and all. They I think they are just people that are.
But do you know that that's another thing. There are people that actually believe in Tinubu.
A lot.
They are actually people, apart from interest, apart from personal, maybe selfish interest. There are people that actually believe in Tinubu. There are people that are convinced that he has, for whatever reason, he has what it takes to be president of Nigeria.
Enough.
Yeah.
Due to what they've seen him do in Lagos during the period of his
rule. I've met with some people that will tell you that, okay, because I support APC.
Then there's party too. I think we should be.
There is no concrete evidence. Okay, why do you support him? I'm an APC.
APC. So anybody APC brings, we must vote for.
Exactly. So they'll tell you I have APC membership card.
Yeah.
So I must vote for him. Stuff like that.
Yeah. So, you know, we're already almost eating 1 hour of our time. So honestly, I think we are going to divide this topic into like two sessions where we'll be able to also like talk about some. I feel like there's still a lot of issues that we can talk about, but so that we would cut this podcast short for now, and then I think on our next segment we would have the opportunity to visit some of those things that we did not talk about today. But it's been really fun talking to you guys, and I think honestly, it's
been rubbing minds.
Yeah, and that's the whole essence of this podcast anyway. For us to rub minds, share ideas, and talk about the issues, current issues facing us. But till next time, thank you guys for listening to us. Thank you for listening to our rants and everything.
And please, please, you will have, in a way, shoot direct shot at somebody.
Yeah, exactly.
They're just airing our opinions.
Exactly. And then we are airing our opinions. We are trying to talk about things that we've heard on the street too. And that's what we are about. Talking about the gist on the streets, what people are, the critical issues, whether it is the minority opinion or the majority opinion. The reality is that people have concerns ahead of this election, and we all deserve to be heard. We all deserve to be heard. All right, Mayor Crown, any final notes?
Boss, I'm following.
Yeah, any final notes?
On this note, there is no note, sir.
All right, no problem. I guess that we've come to the end of this segment. Join us again some other time. Thank you very much.
Bye.